So let's put away the ground pounders, roll out a few fenders, and it's time to go racing in a full-bodied stock car. The NASCAR Busch North Series now, 100 laps with Jeff Taylor on the Bud pole. Let's hear from him as they get set to fire the engines.
Eli, for the second time this year, Jeff Taylor puts his Ford Taurus on the pole. Jeff, the bigger question, you've been able to put it on the pole before, but you've never been to victory lane. Is today the day?
I think we got a good shot in Kemp Enterprises Ford Taurus. We run really good practice laps, had a great qualifying effort, and if everything goes our way, I think we got a chance.
Well, good luck. His best career finish, he is a rookie, his 7th. He hopes to better that today. Eli?
Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Pennzoil Replacement Auto Parts 100. Taylor, former winner here. Brad Layton. There's Ed Spencer III from, yes, the Racing Spencer family. And Franklin Butler. Mike Stefanik, we told you, doing double duty. Kelly Moore, who won with that thrilling run here back in May, battling back from cancer to get the victory. Bobby Dragon and Mike Olson is here. Tom Bowles does double duty. He was our pole sitter earlier. Jeff Barry, Steve Hoddick, and the veteran Dave Dion. And then there's Dale Shaw, Brett. He's tried so hard to hook on in the NASCAR Busch Series. He's down there a bit, but now he's back north.
He's done a great job here in the North Series. He really deserves another chance at it down south.
Martin Truex. Tom Carey and Denny Doyle. Interesting starting spot, buddy. Not where we expect to see Jerry Marquis all the way back in 23rd spot.
Well, that's just somewhere to start from. Believe you me, he'll go to the front because he is so very talented and he loves this racetrack.
There's Cousin Eric.
Had a tough qualifying effort yesterday, but he told me this morning he's got a good race car. Watch him go to the front.
That's Eric Bodine, of whom we speak. The ageless one, Stub Fadden, in his familiar Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet.
That guy's amazing, isn't
he, though? Been around forever. Scott Booley and the former motorcycle star Dale Quarterly at the end of the field. We're awaiting the start of the NASCAR Busch North Series race. We're back with it right after these words as we are live on TNN Motorsports. $162,115 on the line for the NASCAR Busch North Series. 100 laps, 105.8 miles around the Speedway. What exactly is a NASCAR Busch North Series car versus what we'll be talking about here tomorrow, the NASCAR Winston Cup machines? Brett, some significant differences.
Oh, absolutely. The wheelbase 5 inches shorter, 300 more pounds in the Winston Cup car. The V8 engine, big difference in horsepower. Even though they're the same cubic inch, basically, in the V8, big difference in horsepower, about 200 horsepower difference.
And tire-wise, in the NASCAR Busch North Series, the old McCreary tire, now called American Racer, is on board most of these machines. Also, of course, in NASCAR Winston Cup, you've got the Goodyear Racing Eagles.
Eli, you can see what a massive crowd has turned out to watch the modifieds and the Busch North cars run today. I mean, they must have 60,000, 70,000 people here today. It is a massive crowd.
It's a great, great crowd on hand. Of course, tomorrow we'll be back on the air at 12:30 Eastern Time with the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. Here's how the fellows who are doing double duty today did. Stefanik, Bowles, and Christopher, and where they'll be starting here in the Busch North Series. Christopher's got a long way to go. One notable change, Jerry Marquis, of whom we spoke during the starting lineup. He's in 23rd spot, changed his engine a short while ago.
Those people you can see there are not trying to thumb a ride. They're giving a thumbs up to everybody that's the track attendants here, the people that get out there in a hurry and make sure the racetrack's in good shape, and also to assist if somebody's in a wreck.
There's Dave Dion, a man who we saw go wire to wire here a couple of years ago, Glenn. He can always come up and win this one.
Yeah, Eli, you would think so, but you know, Dave has really struggled this year. I talked with him just a few minutes ago, and I asked him what the problem was. He said the biggest problem he's having is since 1970, he has used a 3-point trailing arm hookup on the rear end of his car. That's different than what we see about anywhere else. NASCAR outlawed that up here this year. He said he's had a real problem getting the engine to hook up to the rear end. Now, that 3-point trailing arm hookup he used so successfully for so long was also used by a guy by the name of Sam Ard, who drove the 00 car years ago in NASCAR Busch Series action. Brett, you probably know a little about that.
I sure do. Sure do, Glenn. After I was able to get in that Thomas Brothers car, my modified experience, because that's how those cars, the rear end is located with the 3-point hookup. I worked right into that Thomas Brothers car and was very successful driving that 3-point hookup. And I will tell you, it's going to be a big problem for Dave Dion to get used to the standard trailing arm, two-arm hookup that we run today. And I can see why he's having trouble getting dialed in at these racetracks.
Remember that car, folks? The old 00, Thomas Brothers Country Hams. It was a dandy. Martin Truex giving us a ride around the New Hampshire International Speedway here today. Man who owns the fishing business in New Jersey. And there's Brian Wall, who we saw try to qualify at Dover Downs International Speedway for the Busch Series race. Couldn't get in there. Did make the field at Watkins Glen, though, and is a very talented up-and-coming young racer. 100 laps of racing set to go green. Jeff Taylor and Brad Layton. Taylor in that green car, Layton in the blue. Boy, didn't even take them to the first turn before they bumped. And Layton pulls away. And Layton cannot afford to lose that race car. That's the last car he has in his stable as we ride heading towards turn number 3 with Martin Truex.
Eli, I'm seeing rain right now on the front window of our booth here. Just a light sprinkle around the racetrack. I'm not sure whether the yellow's going to come out, but it's definitely drizzling just a little bit.
Or keep the cars out there and keep some heat in the racetrack. Riding with Brian Wall now. Hopefully if he can stay ahead of Mother Nature would be okay. Let NASCAR make that call as we work lap number 2. You see that second green car, that's Kelly Moore.
He jumps on the inside to going into 3. He made a pretty bold move getting in that corner. Clear.
Jeff Taylor had nowhere to go. He's on the outside there. Certainly does not want to make a mistake on the outside groove there. With these cars right around the bottom of the racetrack is the preferred line.
51 you saw, that's Mike Stefanik in the Burnham Boilers car. Working outside of the 7 of Bobby Dragon. That's the car that Quint Colbert has owned for years.
Now, don't get too excited when you see these cars going through the corner a little bit sideways. They're on bias fly tires, and they cock them sideways pretty much like Dale Earnhardt used to do when they called him the Intimidator every weekend. He could run a car very, very loose, and you have to drive these loose.
No question that with a bias fly tire, you can slide it around quite a bit more than with a radial, and you'll definitely going to see these guys sliding their cars around.
Caution is on the speedway. Caution is on the speedway for some rain showers now that begin to fall here at the New Hampshire International Speedway. So Brad Layton, who took the lead on the get-go, has now settled in with the race lead. As I was saying before, Layton's team has only that one car left in their entire racing stable. They've destroyed cars in the last couple of races at Holland and at Stafford. And one thing that Brad kind of confided in and said, yeah, you can go ahead and talk about it. He drove a car for Gary Bechtel at the Oxford 250 in the Oxford Plains Speedway the other day. It was one of the cars that Billy Engle had built when Billy was still over at Diamond Ridge Motorsports before moving to Ricky Rudd's operation. And Glenn, I think Brad was excited about maybe that would lead to something in the Southland for him.
Well, he hopes so, Eli. He certainly does, and he's trying his best to get down there. If you take a look at his car, you see the NASCAR 50th anniversary logo on the quarter panels. Now, Brad had a sponsor, but that sponsor wasn't willing to go south with him. That's what they're trying to do. They ended their association with the sponsor. They want to try to pick up somebody that will finish the year out with them here in the Busch North Series and then move south so he can go NASCAR Busch Series racing next year. Also, just as an update, just handed me, if we can get the camera to go back to Dave Dion. We talked about him. He was involved in some kind of little jam up early on there, and he's got some pretty significant damage to the nose of his car.
And there is Dave, that orange number 29, and you're right.
He sure does.
Yeah. Now Brad Bennett coming off the pit lane.
You know, earlier today they changed the motor in Dale Shaw's car just before this race, so we'll have to just wait and see whether they got everything like they wanted it in that particular race car.
That's Dale's own operation again. He's trying to get himself in gear, go racing full time. He had lot of ups and downs business-wise. When he moved south, he didn't have all the folks in place to keep his business going when he was not here. And he just had a lot on his mind. Had a very interesting sponsor, Brett. You weren't with us here in May when we were here for the first Busch North race of the year. He was sponsored that day by Ted Williams, the baseball Hall of Famer.
Well, that's a unique sponsor.
They had run into each other at some sort of a function, and he talked with him, and next thing you know, here came the car with Ted Williams' name on the quarter panels.
As we see, Eli, this is what happened yesterday in qualifying. It would rain at one end of the racetrack and not at the other, and right now we're just getting a light shower down in turns 3 and 4.
We're going to get one to go here. It looks like the flagman right now is giving them one to go, so the racetrack is back in race condition.
Don't forget, folks, if you want to get online, you can do so at TNN's home on the internet, country.com, your personal source for all things country, all sorts of information, both about motorsports and the world of country music. Anything you want to know about TNN, right there at country.com. Don't forget tonight, NASCAR Busch Series Racing, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Short track down there. Tough half mile. 9 o'clock Eastern time. The Myrtle Beach 250 here on TNN Motorsports. That's coming up this evening. Hope you can check that one out. 6 laps complete of 100. This is the final race of this day before we all zero in on the Jiffy Lube 300 here tomorrow. Green flag is shortly after 1, but our coverage starts at 12:30 tomorrow. Some very interesting features we feel that you'll enjoy on our pre-race show. That starts tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern time right here on TNN Motorsports. Layton, Moore, Spencer, Butler, and Dragon, your top 5. We are set to go back to green. Billy Ryder waves the green, and they're back to work again. And Kelly Moore is not going to allow Layton to get away, as he did on the very initial start of the race, pulling away from Jeff Taylor.
Saw Mike Olson make a move there, picking up a spot on the restart going into turn 1.
Jeff Taylor apparently has some kind of handling problems. He's going back, as you said a while ago. He was on the pole, and he's dropping back through the field. Kelly Moore right now looks to be one of the fastest cars, but look right there in 3rd place. Ed Spencer III. That is Jimmy's nephew, I believe.
They work back towards turn number 1. Glenn Jowett keeping an eye on Bradley.
Yeah, I am, and you're right, guys. He is taking extra care of that car, but I want to point out one thing, buddy. You were talking about Jeff Taylor moving back in the field. He has an average starting position this year of 4th, by far better than anybody in the whole series. Unfortunately, his average finish is 21.6. This is one of the things that they're having to work on. That's what happens in your rookie year. You master qualifying, then you got to work on racing.
So there's the update from down on the pit lane, and there you see Taylor.
And just in front of him, you can see the black car, Dale Shaw. He's got a lot of damage to the right rear quarter panel there. Somebody's got into it and snatched that quarter panel back.
61 Olson. 60 is Shaw. 9 laps complete of 100.
Dale Shaw made a great move getting down into turn 3 on the outside of Olson there. He's right on the back bumper of Mike Stefanik now.
Here comes Dale Shaw off the corner. See the right rear corner there? That's absolutely no danger to anybody. That won't bother him at all. But I think we found out where Dave Dion probably got his nose damaged.
Yeah, you saw that bent-in sheet metal. See the name Fisher Snowplows on that car. Reminds you of old Dick McCabe, who was sponsored by them for so many years. Look at this scramble for the lead. Layton in the 55, the blue car. Kelly Moore in the 47, the green and 1.
Well, Brad Layton, he's using all the racetrack he can trying to hold off Kelly Moore, but he's not going to be able to hold him off on the outside here.
Kelly Moore, you can see him seesawing the steering wheel as they come off the corner there. Just a little bit loose, but that's nothing to worry about. Great line around the racetrack on the high side, but Brad Layton now has about a half a car length as Kelly Moore moves back on the inside. Spencer said, I want some of this too. He's moving up in there.
Inside.
You hear Kelly Moore's radio.
Another one behind Brad. Come on, inside. 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 Clear, inside.
Little smoke coming out of Jimmer Seeger's machine.
Inside.
Eli, car. They're going at it side by side all the way around, and you can almost see Kelly Moore saying, you know, I'm on the outside out here. I don't think I want to do this lap after lap. As he slides through the corner there, you can see the car about 3 or 4 foot out. These cars run very, very loose.
These guys, the modifieds, have nothing on this bunch.
No, you saw Kelly Moore. He realized they had gapped out there on Ed Spencer and said, look, I'll just save the tires, get back in line here, and we'll size up later on here.
12 laps complete. Heavy clouds still overhead, but for the moment, no significant rain.
Eli, I see another car moving in there. As you watch the 2 leaders fight it out, look at Bowles there. Tom Bowles in the 76 moving into 4th place. Great run for him.
And right behind Bowles, you've got Shaw now up to 5th, who, remember, changed an engine before the race.
Well, I knew Dale Shaw, that was just a launching pad for that guy when he starts the race. He's very, very... Oh, they're cutting each other off down the front straightaway. Making a little contact.
Took him all the way to the wall.
This guy is not going to give up his lead without a battle.
Clear. Come on, don't let him run you like that.
I won't say.
Don't abuse that thing. We got a long ways to go.
Well, Kelly Moore, he's trying to be patient. He realized he's got a long ways to go. He's 86 laps to go. There's no sense of getting yourself in trouble this early.
Kelly Moore in that green and white machine. He has run all but 2 Busch North Series races in the Tour's history. And there are no finer guys in this business either. We've got caution. Caution on the Speedway.
Oh, boy, it's raining hard. You can hear
raining
it
hard
now.
now.
Rain now falling here at the New Hampshire International Speedway. So for the second time, this is at lap number 15, we have caution for rain here at New Hampshire. It's too bad because we saw a great battle going on, but hopefully this will be a brief rain shower. But for the moment, we break away. We're back with more on TNN Motorsports right after this. When we were here in May on TNN Motorsports, Kelly Moore battled back from cancer to get back to victory lane. His 16th career win. Ed Spencer spun, not deliberately. Moore did spin deliberately, and he met Glenn Jarrett in victory lane. It was a very emotional day here at New Hampshire International Speedway. Right now, unfortunately, Kelly Moore is center stage, running second behind Brad Layton. But rain has now begun to fall, and the red flag is being displayed by Billy Ryder here at the New Hampshire International Speedway. So rain for the second time in this event. The first rain shower, a very brief one at lap number 4, and this one here at lap number 15. Meanwhile, everybody has sought shelter wherever they can. Fortunately, Glenn Jarrett has brought with him to New Hampshire his portable office, and he has found shelter in it.
Hi, guys. Can a guy not have any privacy at all? I'm going to tell you what, when the first raindrops started falling, I went back to yesterday. I was one of the last guys to get to the Porta-John here. I found me one early today, and I've got a line. Look at this line behind me. Show them, Brad. Show all these guys in line behind me here. Look at all these guys. Hey, sorry, guys, you're not getting in here. Go away. I'll be a while.
And the legendary Paulie McCauley there, center stage. Sunglasses in place. But in all seriousness, we've got a heavy, heavy rainstorm now falling here at New Hampshire. And you look around towards out behind the back straightaway, the ceiling has come way, way down. So everybody's seeking shelter as best they can in what has been just 18 laps worth of racing here for the NASCAR Busch North Series. Of course, this also further complicates if this rain continues, Brett Bodine, and further complicates the fact that you guys might end up losing final practice for NASCAR Winston Cup teams. You can see the rain there as we kind of look in towards that tunnel that leads outside towards the racetrack's exit. But yeah, you guys need the final practice.
Well, you know, Eli, we always consider that the most important practice of the weekend, and this definitely looks like it's going to put the hampers to it. But you know, we had the Paychex Ford running awfully good in this morning's practice. I was pretty pleased with the car, and we'll just have to hope if we don't get any practice that the boys did a good job getting an engine in there, a fresh engine, and have a good run tomorrow.
There you saw the clear blue sky behind us.
Yeah,
so.
Plenty of blue sky, but right over the racetrack right now, I mean, it's laying it down.
So we are under the red flag, have been under red for 2 minutes and 10 seconds here today, and we are going to wait and see how this afternoon unfolds. You know, we on a potential here to see Mike Stefanik sweep both events here. We saw Mike McLaughlin do that back in 1990. He won 2 races in the same day here at the New Hampshire International Speedway, and we'll see what the weatherman has in store for us as we all continue to outweight Mother Nature. Just 18 laps complete. There's the top 10 here on TNN. Welcome back, everybody. We are live on TNN Motorsports. The NASCAR Busch North Series race being delayed by rain. There is some ice cream, though, if you really want to buy some. There's none, however, if you just go up and ask for free. Glad you're with us. Eli Gold, Brett Bodine, Buddy Baker, Glenn Jarrett, and Matt Yoakum, and some of the crews helping lead them into the wave. Humor oneself as best you can. I'll tell you, this Busch North Series really come a long way. You guys remember when we first saw, I guess, the old NASCAR North Tour, as it used to be called, and the cars were, let's be honest, they were kind of ratty in those days. These are really great-looking racing machines now.
These guys do such a great job, and just to show how strong this division is, they had 64 cars here trying to qualify for this show.
Yep.
That's one of the strongest divisions in NASCAR's portfolio this year.
It was kind of like when we used to go to California and race out there. They had great motors, but the cars were not up to speed with the Winston Cup cars. But anymore, there's so much technology all over the country that people can reproduce great race cars no matter where they're at.
A great group of rookies this year in a very tight point battle. We'll talk more about it, though, as our afternoon continues. Right now, a red flag for rain for the last 6 minutes here in New Hampshire. We're back with more right after this. Welcome back, everybody. Winnebago Industries is the official motorhome of TNN. Stop by your local Winnebago or Itasca dealer now and see the new models available. For more information on the Winnebago Motorsports team, give them a call at 1-800-643-4892, extension 2. The car covers are coming back off. Brett Rubinek, who bought all of the Andy Santerre equipment, Kip Stockwell's machine, who won here on TNN Motorsports up at a racetrack that you enjoyed up in Vermont, Buddy Baker.
Yeah, I know Rubinek pretty well. He went through our driving school at my dad's school, and now he's an instructor up at Skip Barber.
There you see Stub Fadden's car. And then there's Dave Dion, who we talked of earlier, had the damage to the front of the nose of his machine. He's now in 12th here at the red flag. Glenn Jarrett, a lot of damage.
Yeah, you can see that damage. It's torn pretty much most of the left front corner of the car away. And we were speculating, Dave. We saw the damage on your car, and we speculated after seeing the damage to the right rear of Dale Shaw that may be who you had contact with.
Yeah, I don't know. They all got slowed up coming out of 4. I'm not sure if someone got sideways or what the deal was, but either I didn't see it on time or I misjudged a little bit.
Does it hurt your car down the straightaway to have that kind of damage on the front?
Well, during our little happy hour this morning, the front was real good. It isn't any too good right now, so I don't know. Hey, I want to say hi to my daughter, Michelle. She's in Florida. She usually goes to all my races. So who knows? We'll have to, when I get up on the back of anyone else, it definitely pushes. Maybe on open track we'll go a little bit better.
Now, he's saying hello to his folks in Florida. Stefanik said, does everybody from New England go to Florida during the summer, guys? Is that it?
I think it's a law.
Oh.
I think it's a law. I don't know for sure, but I believe it is. We are 18 laps complete. The track has really dried very, very quickly after that rain shower, and there is blue sky overhead for all intents and purposes, so we should be back to racing here in just a bit. You see the smoke already coming up off those tires.
That's exactly right. They put a new sealer down on the corners here at New Hampshire Speedway, but you can see the tires are even smoking down. Well, not too bad down the straightaway. Watch them when they hit the sealer up here. They'll start smoking again.
So we've been under red flag here for the last 11 minutes and 15 seconds. So while they put the finishing touches on track drying, why don't we break away and take care of a bit of business and then come back with Brad Layton leading Kelly Moore, Ed Spencer III, Tom Bowles, and Dale Shaw. Your top 5 at the red flag here in New Hampshire. There's Scott Booley's car as he sits here at the red flag. He is now in 34th, the former Detroit gasket car from the NASCAR Busch Series that was purchased a year or so ago. As everybody else just waits now for the rains to have stopped, which they have. They're just finishing off the track drying. They have the big jet dryer out there in turn number 3 to help speed up the track drying. So why don't we take advantage of this opportunity and go back down to Glenn Jarrett and hear what some of the other top drivers have to share.
Well, Eli moved up to the front of the grid now to Kelly Moore's car. Now, Kelly started in 6th position. He's already moved up to 2nd. In fact, we saw him get under Brad Layton a couple of times. But, Kelly, Brad used a lot of racetrack to keep you back here, but you've been real patient so far.
Yeah, coming down the front stretch. I think Brad saw something in the racetrack, and he swerved, and I just kind of got in his way there. But it's a long ways to go, you know, and we're just trying to be patient, bring this tic-tac Jordan Lumber Pontiac to the front.
Well, we saw him drive it to the front the last time we were here back in May. I believe he has the car to do it again today. Meanwhile, a little further back in the field, here's Matt.
Well, Glenn, Mike Stefanik trying to go 2 for 2 today, currently running 7th. Mike, a lot of guys gambled on set it before this due to the weather. You guys started out a little bit loose. Are you a little too loose right now?
Well, that is the million-dollar question. This rain should tighten up the track. Plus, this place just normally tightens up for everybody. So we've been on the other side of that coin where we've always been too tight. And I think it's going to come to us. But if it doesn't, we'll be in and we'll have to fix it.
Well, check it out. If I can have my cameraman, Randy Bolins, turn around inside. On the steering column is a Beanie Baby. They've got a tradition on this team. Greg Zipadelli, the former crew chief, now with Jeff Burton, comes by every race morning and pats the Beanie Baby for good luck. It's proved pretty lucky so far. He won the first race. Now he's going for the second. Glenn?
Oh, okay, thanks, Matt. I was talking to Brad Layton here, and Brad is the guy leading the race. And a couple times you made this thing pretty wide to keep him back there, Brad.
I'll tell you, that tic-tac car's pretty pumped up, Glenn. You know, Kelly and I raced good together, real hard. We had a couple races run nose to tail here again, and you know, I'm just excited to lead a few laps here, and we got this car set up for long stretches of green, and we're not getting them. So it doesn't look good for the B team, but I'm going to give it all I can.
What about that? They're putting that jet dryer out there, and yesterday we saw this for qualifying. It really makes the track slick.
Oh, that's good. I think the guy behind me's got the jet dryer strapped underneath him.
I can't top that.
I don't know if we'll top that, but everybody is here waiting for this race to resume. It's up to God whether we do or not. But the God car is ready to go racing, so we'll fire them up, and we'll be back to green flag competition shortly. We're live on TNN Motorsports. After a 17-minute red flag period, the cars are rolling again here at New Hampshire International Speedway, and we are back to racing at NHIS. Don't forget, you can keep track of all the action here today and certainly all of the Jiffy Lube 300 tomorrow by going online at NASCAR.com. Your 24-hour NASCAR Garage Pass at the computer address you see. They'll also have all the action from Myrtle Beach this evening, as we will as well here on TNN Motorsports. And while you have an opportunity, you might want to check out the new and official stores of NASCAR, now open all across the country. NASCAR Thunder. Cities everywhere, and for location nearest to you, give them a call at the number you see on the screen, 615-883-7000 for more information. Going to run a few laps here to make sure the track is totally dried, and we're set to go back after the brief rain shower. Brett Bodine is with us. What's the status as far as finalizing plans for 1998, Brett? I know the Paychecks folks have been the sponsor on your car. When do you hear as to plans for 98, or if you have to start looking elsewhere? What's the time frame now?
Well, we're right now in the process of trying to get that negotiated for a longer-term deal, and we're just really pleased to have Paychecks want to be involved with us in 99 and farther, and you know, hopefully we can put that longer-term deal together. It's been a great relationship so far, and they're definitely been a great boost to our race team, giving us the security and the backing that we've needed to definitely improve this race team this year from last.
Hopefully for 99, things will be all set for you. And Glenn Jarrett, you yourself have raced, even the fellows here in the Busch North Series, a lot of local hometown sponsors and so on. Dollars, cubic dollars, that's the storyline, regardless of the series.
Oh, that's absolutely it. I mean, if you've got the money, you can go racing. Banjo used to say it best when Banjo Matthews, the late, great Banjo Matthews, had his performance center. It's still there, but he said it best. His motto was Banjo's Performance Center, where money buys speed. But let's take a look at Ted Christopher's number 13 car. Now, this is a sponsor I've never seen on a race car before. WHELN. Now, I might get this wrong, but it could be Whelen Tornado Warning Devices. Now, that's a great sponsor right there. And it could be Whelen. I don't know, but Whelen sounds better. That's how a siren would sound. That's a great sponsor, guys.
Glenn had that just about right. Money by speed, and it says right under it, how fast do you want to go?
Yeah, how fast can you afford to go? What was the guy, and I can't remember now, when we were doing the Slim Jim All-Pro Series race at Heartland Park in Topeka, Kansas, a year or two ago. One guy was sponsored by Grandma's Cookies or something. I mean, Granny's Cookies or what have you. I mean, wherever you can find the dollars, even your cousin Eric. I mean, here's the first winery I've ever seen that's got a sponsorship on a race car.
Yeah, Foley Hill Wines, great sponsor for Eric, upstate New York wine company, and got connected up with Eric. And they've done a great job promoting their business and have really benefited from their sponsorship here in the Busch North Series.
And Martha Oliver quickly tells me that sponsor in Topeka, Kansas was Grandma's Frozen Noodles, not frozen cookies. But thank you, Martha, for that update. And there you see our update to you as to where everybody is racing. Joe Pezza, the only retiree thus far. Green flag is back in the air from Billy Ryder. We're going to work at lap number 23. Brad Layton in that blue car, the green and white for Kelly Moore. Then the two white machines, Tom Bowles in the 76, getting ahead of Spencer on the restart.
Yeah, he got a great run on the outside. Spencer didn't take the advantage of, you can't pass on the inside until you pass the flag, so Bowles got the outside and made the move into third place.
Back in the pack, some good scrambles up through traffic. 74 is Ben Roll. Very talented youngster.
They got Jeff Berry pinned up there on the outside, and he can't get back in line, and it's going to make it awfully hard for him to stay up there with that pass.
The 13 there, Ted Christopher gets hit from behind by the 92 car as they start into turn one.
Mike Gallo was right there in that 92 as Barry tries the outside in the 22. Unscheduled stop for Glenn Sullivan on pit road while we watch the action on the racetrack. Back out of the garage comes Joe Pezza. So everybody who has started is still on the racetrack. Pezza now 13 laps down, but he's returned from the garage.
It didn't sound to me that Brad Layton felt that he had the straightaway speed that he needed to hold off Kelly Moore, but he's got more problems. Tom Bowles had moved right in there in third place to make it about a 2-car length disadvantage for him right now. If you see Bowles in the corner, very, very quick.
1993 Busch North Series Rookie of the Year was Tom Bowles. A lot of folks know him from his modified exploits, but he's been around in the Busch North Series for quite a while as well.
He probably feels like he's in a rocket chair compared to that modified that he drove just a little while ago. These cars, even though they move around a little bit in the corner, they're nothing like the modified to control.
Dale Shaw has moved up in the 4th place, and he's doing a great job working in traffic, and he's closing slowly in on the leader.
There the front three, and then you see Shaw in that black machine.
Bowles tries to find their way on the outside there, but you can see Kelly Moore, he's doing a little bit of Brad Layton's tactics there. He moved over just enough so he couldn't go by on the outside.
Pezza goes back to the garage if you're following his exploits as we watch Tom Bowles one more time. And Shaw is there.
Dale Shaw, I told you at the start of the show, I said he's just starting back in the pack, but he'll be right up front. You can see right now riding a very comfortable 4th, and I think he may be the quickest car on the racetrack.
They're pulling away now by about a half second from 5th place on back. Spencer, Olson, Stefanik, and Dragon. Dennis Demers and Taylor rounding out your top 10. Lap 27 of 100, 2 cautions, both for rain. The second one bringing about with it a 17-minute red flag period.
Kelly Moore took a look going into turn 1 on the bottom side. Layton closed the door again just as they started to enter 1.
Kelly Moore's car looks awfully stable through the corners. He's really got a A good setup underneath that Pontiac. And, looks like he's going to pressure for the lead.
And here's third place. Shaw tried to sneak inside of Bowles. He went a little wide entering the turn.
You can see them really working those steering wheels as they come out of the corner. The cars run a little bit loose out of the corners, but that's kind of good on this racetrack. What you want them to do is turn. Shaw makes another look underneath Bowles, and I think right now what he's trying to do is just get even with him down the straightaway. I think that Shaw could pass him if he ever gets at least halfway up on him.
Take a look moments ago at Dennis Doyle, who had problems in the corner, the number 30 machine. Watch this. That's him in the blue.
Oh, that's what you call loose right there. The back of the car was almost around on him. Good catch, though. The 15 there, Jerry Marquis is starting to move up towards the front also.
At 67, you also saw Jamie Obey, who's running 16th. Those are the front four: Leighton, Moore, Bowles, and Shaw. They have now pulled by a full second and a half from 5th place on back as you ride with the 15th place runner, Brian Wall. 14 car just ahead of him, very talented Tracy Gordon.
It's like another day in the office, doesn't it, Brett? You can see him coming through the corner there, kind of giving it a jerk to the right every once in a while. That's to steady the rears that starts to break it loose. You see him right there getting loose in the center part of the corner and going right out against the wall down the straightaway.
These bi-splice tires, buddy, you remember, he can really manhandle the car. He can slide it around, work it around. That's what you're seeing here. Brian Wall's really working that steering wheel, trying to catch it, coming off, as you say, a little bit loose coming up out of the corner with these cars, but that's how, with a lower horsepower engine, you've got to keep it freed up off the corner.
And there goes third place, Dale Shaw over the tunnel out turn 2. And he'll make the move around Tom Bowles.
Tom Bowles made a run towards the lead, and I think he used his tires up a little bit. Dale Shaw now, he's got to run these other two down. You can see Kelly Moore in the green car there running that second. They broke away just a little bit as Leighton gets very loose off turn 4.
Rear end came loose, but he saved it nicely into the bright sunshine of turns 1 and 2.
Here we go again. Clouds to sunshine, clouds to sunshine. These guys are really chasing this racetrack. Leighton's car is very loose, especially with Kelly Moore tucked up right behind him.
I was just looking to say, Kelly Moore's not shooting him any brakes there. Being right up under the back of the car, there's a wall of air that comes over that lead car, and when the second car gets there, it's just like a snowbank up under the lead car, pushing the back end out.
33 laps complete. That green and white car, Kelly Moore, currently 3rd in points in the NASCAR Busch North Series behind Tom Carey and Mike Stefanik. And here goes Kelly again.
He's really working him over. He's making him work overtime up there and leading this race. Kelly Moore knows just exactly what to do to get Brad Leighton's car all upset. He's going to try to get back a little bit, try to get a little bit of a run on him. But I'll tell you, Brad Leighton's got a lot of horsepower underneath the hood of that car. For as ill handling as it looks coming off the corner, he's able to hold Kelly off down the straightaway.
But now going into the corner, he kicks wide. That's all Kelly Moore needed. Kelly Moore will take the lead.
Good job.
And Shaw closes right in 3rd now.
Exactly. Shaw looks to the inside also. I think Brad Leighton has kind of used that right rear.
Coming out right now.
Caution on the Speedway as the 59 spins. That's Lou Rettenmeyer. The 3 is God's car. That's guaranteed overnight delivery. Walter Riley at the wheel. Lou Rettenmeyer and Jimmer Seeger all spinning in the corner. Turns 1 and 2. Caution. Lap number 37. The replay when we come back. Caution here at New Hampshire. Kelly Moore is the race leader. Welcome back, everybody. Under caution, a lot of teams taking advantage of the opportunity to come down the pit lane for service. Walter Riley's number 3 was involved in the accident up there in the corner, and as a result, the crew having to do some work. Here again is what happened up in the turn.
See Riley breaking loose there in the 3, backing up the racetrack. Everybody else trying to avoid him. The 59 there, Rettenmeyer, gets sideways. He turns around, and then the 59 or 52 of Jimmy Sizer.
So they have all spun